All right, nutrition, something or other. Tracking your meal plans. Showed me it, the notes and the scripts and things, and there's so much info I checked out after the first
I figured so. That
2 words.
that's why I asked if you looked at it
Oh, I looked.
or if you wanted me to
I
explain it to
sure
you
looked.
instead. Okay, so all over the place right now, people are asking questions about how do I get more protein in? What are you guys eating to lose weight? All these questions around nutrition and food and how to do it. And that is something that we are constantly working on and answering questions about. So, we're going to go into how to meal plan, how to meal prep, and how to do all of that without spending an entire day in the kitchen, without completely compromising delicious meals, and being able to actually stick to it, right? Because here's the thing, you are not going to be successful in the nutrition part of your fitness if you don't plan ahead. And it's like the simplest concept, but also the most difficult at the same time. Like people are asking me, "Well, I'm logged." No, you need to plan ahead, period. That's it. It's a boring answer, but there you go. Um, and you're not gonna be successful either if your prep is completely grueling and the food is terrible. Like, it's not gonna be sustainable if you are spending a full day in the kitchen and dreading it every week, and then the things that you eat, you don't even like. So, we're gonna go over how to make it, enjoyable, or at least not so bad, and something that you can stick to. So, as you're listening, remember that number 1, food is not always for the taste, but sometimes it is. So you have to understand when you're going into this that sometimes it's gonna be like boring plain food because it's gotta be quick and it's gotta be something that you can reach for on the go. And sometimes you're gonna spend a little bit more time and you're gonna have cook and have something good, or maybe you'll even have a donut that day or whatever. Sometimes it really is for the taste. Sometimes it's not though, and you have to be okay with that if you wanna be successful. And I also want you to think about while you're listening to this that meal prep does not need to be a full day of, like, annoying. We have a whole system of how you can do this in an hour or less. We use it with our clients all the time. I know I've used it personally. So, it does not have to be grueling, but you do have to build new habits to make it work. So, we'll just get right into it. I think a lot of people are saying, "I just need to get my nutrition in check." And then they say, "But I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. I don't have the time. I'm super busy. I don't like leftovers. How do I get more protein? Do I need to be low carb?" And they go on and on and on and on with all these things with that just like stop them in their tracks. So they go from, "I just need to get my nutrition in check," to, well, maybe not. And the problem there is you're either lacking discipline or routine, you're lacking resources, or you're lacking accountability, or maybe all 3. But so those are the things that we're gonna go over and how you can get things like discipline, routine, uh, accountability, and resources so that you can be successful in planning your meals, prepping them, and then actually sticking to it. So I don't know, this is some of the stuff that I've seen people try. A lot of people try they say, "I'll just wing it." I have a client right now who's like, I usually I usually just wing it." And I'm like, "Okay, well, how's that working out for you?" Like, you say you wing it. So you wake up in the morning and this person specifically is tracking macros. We'll touch on that, but not too much today. She is counting macros and she every day she wakes up and she plugs in her food as she goes. That is a recipe for disaster. But it's also one of those things that I can't fix for you. So it's something that you're just gonna have to, and that's part of what we're gonna talk about is how to get on yourself on board to be planning all that ahead of time instead of winging it, because winging it never works. Even for me, I've tried winging it, tracking my macros, and even for me, it's a giant mess, and I have years and years of macro practice. Do you meal prep?
Hell no.
I thought that might be your
Not
answer.
because I mean, I don't know that I agree with the winging it as necessarily being a recipe for disaster. It's
Okay.
all a recipe for
Mm.
disaster if it's just about what you said about the planning.
Yeah.
If you're gonna wing it, if winging it means, you know, veering off course of whatever you had prepped and binging in whatever's in the pantry. But if everything in the pantry is like healthy for you
Yeah.
and at least not a complete derailment, is it a disaster then? Maybe from a caloric standpoint, but like what you said, it goes back to your planning and how efficient you can be and how well do you know yourself. If you know you've got a, you know, 8 to 9 p.m. is a problem for you,
That's a good point.
then maybe you have a little, you know, snack drawer of things that you have already conceded that, okay, this is for when I get weak. I'm going to do this. No, everybody has. I don't mean it like that. I mean like
No, I know
here's
what you
when
mean.
I know I can hold it off most of the day until 9 p.m. or whatever, and then more than likely, if I don't have it curbed by then, this is probably where I'm going to go. Like now, if you know that it's there, does that it probably will mean if you know it's there, you're gonna end up going there sooner or later. Like, that's where the disaster could come in. Like, if
Mhm.
you give yourself the out, you're more than likely gonna take the out unless you're dead set on, like, "I'm focused, I'm ready to roll."
I
Now,
don't
if you're ready to roll for real, you wouldn't need that safety net in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But life is awfully unpredictable,
yeah.
so to not account for it, to not have some flexibility. I mean, the term bend but don't break
Mhm.
applies.
For sure.
But you have to understand what you're doing.
Yeah. Always need a backup plan.
I
Um,
don't think I've ever meal prepped.
really?
No,
Never?
no, never.
Ever in your whole
No,
life?
hell no, never. No,
Oh
no.
my
I doubled
gosh.
down on the activity.
Yeah.
I never gave myself, I was never sitting still. No, I never did. No,
That's
I knew I
shocking.
kept my macro balances were, protein. Um, I kept the carbs going for my energy and such. I'm half Filipino, so I was all about that rice. And me and my carbs, we're best friends, man. Shit, you know.
Oh, that's great.
So I meal prepped enough to make sure that I wasn't hungry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I never, I guess, put myself in a position to need a resolution.
Mhm.
I guess.
Interesting.
Does that make? I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
I always tried to keep a focus on it because I didn't wanna be in a position where my body failed me and the time was too late,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't did never mind.
What?
Did you always eat well like that though? I mean, well is used loosely, but
What do you mean?
like I
Was my
started
diet
meal
clean is what
I
you're
s-
saying?
no, I started I know it wasn't.
No,
So
hell no. Yeah.
I started meal prepping I because I was living off gas station food. Like, and it was just like I'm on my way to work, let me grab the quickest things I can grab and go to work. And I gained a whole bunch of weight doing that. I didn't double down on my activity. I had started working out, but it's not like I was doing anything crazy. So I started meal prepping because if I wanted to lose weight, I had to. Like I had to clean up my nutrition and I
Mhm.
wasn't gonna do it at the gas station. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So I don't know. Like I guess I had a reason to start, you know?
Mhm. Most people do,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, and so
It's probably easier for boys too, like, we were active, you know?
yeah, that's
Which
a very good point.
so, I mean, it is what it is, but
I wonder who was listening to that said, "Of course he's a man. He
yeah.
didn't have to meal prep."
Well, no, but, mind you, for 15 years, I was a stage performer. I was a
Mhm.
recording artist, man. So, yeah,
You're
of
moving all
course, I'm
day.
a man. Like, I had to look good.
Yeah.
I had to at least look stage ready because back then it was about, I mean, I was sitting there like a fucking chipmunk. Or what's it called? Is that
What?
was it what are they? Not the chipmunks. Was it Chippendales? Chipmunks.
Oh.
Like I was up there singing and
Not
dancing,
chipmunk.
topless and shit, getting all like, getting ready to get bitches the high protein nut,
Oh.
whatever. Fuck out of here. Chipmunks,
Oh, man.
shit. So yeah, I mean, it's not like, oh, and you know what it is? I'm sure there are like, ladies out there that are like, oh, well, he's a man here, like, bitch, please. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't understand. How about the anxiety of standing on top and standing on stage in front of like
Oh, I know. There's, like, so many things that people don't see. I mean,
Not you know, and it wasn't the days of performances I did where there were, there was thousands of people in the audience. It
mhm,
wasn't those it was the days that it was the smaller shows of, like, 50 to 100 people,
mhm. Yeah,
and the
yeah.
spotlight in a small room, there's the shadows cast are not overhead, so you don't have the benefit
Yeah.
of, like, defined lighting.
Yep.
You have you have a spot and a follow, which is basically walking with the world's largest flashlight dead smack on you. You
Nowhere
can't
to
see
hide.
shit
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Right? And
Uh-huh.
I'm dancing and jumping around, everything jiggling and shit. So if you don't feel right, not only if you're not confident in your own appearance, like, and I'm trying to sing at the same time, it's not gonna sound good at all. Like
Yeah.
shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
hey,
I
yeah,
know.
you know what?
Well,
I
it's
am
the
a
same
man
thing.
and we got different sets of shit to worry about.
Yeah. It's
you
the same
know?
as looking at somebody and being like, "Oh, she's so lucky she looks like that." Like, it's probably not luck. She's probably doing a lot of hard work that you don't see. But in any case, winging it. Winging it when it comes to at least meal planning and meal prep, winging it does not typically work. If what your goal is to know what you're gonna eat and to eat the things that you said you were gonna eat. At that point, winging it makes it a lot harder to do that. Some of the other things that people have tried, Sunday meal prep. I mean, before I figured out how to do it in less than an hour, I was spending hours. I mean, like 4, 5 hours. It was like, can't do anything Sunday, gotta meal prep. That's miserable. And if that's you, like, we've got a better way to do it. We just emailed out a 1-hour meal prep to our email list the other day, and people like went nuts for it. But and anyways,
I'm more
that's
meal prep knowing that I had something prepared to cook for the lunches and dinners
mhm.
and that.
I
Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
walking around, it was I was like I said, it was active.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was hard to walk to this job or go to this job or this event with a backpack full of 10 Tupperware containers.
Yeah, and I mean, up until recently, I've really very much like functioned on a 7 to 6 p.m. life. I get my stuff, I leave. Back in the day, it was college and then work and then home, and then it was work all day. So I think meal prep is very powerful for like the 9 to 5 person, or the busy mom who just needs to grab something out of her fridge and know it's the right thing without thinking about anything extra. You know what I mean?
I think the meal prep, if you got rid of the word meal and swapped it for mental,
Yeah,
you'd be fine.
that's true.
Mental prep.
Good point.
That includes food and exercise.
Yeah, yeah.
Carve your week out. But everyone's got a different nutrition need, more
Mhm.
than likely because of their habits and the things that they've got to cut out relative to their goals.
Ooh,
So,
yeah.
it's not as easy just to be like everyone. I mean, I guess it could be just as easy as get your ass up off the couch or go walk around and, you know, do 10 push-ups or something.
Yeah. And the other thing that we've seen people try is using dinner leftovers. Now that does work sometimes, but a lot of times it becomes like kind of annoying. Like I make dinner, I eat dinner, then I'm cleaning up from dinner, and then I still got to pack my food for the next day. It's like it is 7 p.m. and I am tired. I don't I don't want to do this. I want to sit down. So, but that does work for a lot of people too. So just some things to think about. Now, here the tried and true strategy of making sure that you're ready.
I don't believe you slow down a minute before 11 p.m.
Ugh, it's hard to slow down at 11 PM. No, I slow down for a minute at about 7 when I get home from the gym. I cuddle with my kids for the hour before they go to bed, and then I get, like, a second wind, like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then it's go time again. So about an hour. But anyways, one thing that is going to keep you prepared is planning ahead. And whether that's mentally, whether that's literally planning your food, it's understanding that this is within the realm of what I want to eat. This is within the realm of what I'm going to choose to eat. And this is what I'm going to stick with, period. And of course, there's a little bit of wiggle room. We'll talk about that too. But this is how we've helped people lose anywhere. I mean, 15, 20, 30, 50 pounds, right? And it's
Mm.
by planning ahead and making sure they have what they need at their fingertips. So there's little room for error. So when you plan all your meals for the week, we give people a meal planning template. Okay. And they write down their meals for the week in this template. So it's right there in front of you. A lot of people will hang it on their fridge. It's like a good little reminder. Take a picture of it, keep it in your phone, whatever you have to do. From that, you create a grocery list so that you know you have everything you need, so that it's not like you're going to cook dinner one day and you're like, "Dang it, I forgot all the chili ingredients," because you have them all, you've made your grocery list from your meal planning template. Now, this is the big one, is that you need to plan these things around your schedule. I have a 6-year-old who has sports 6 days a week, and he's only 6. So I can't even imagine what some of you with multiple kids in sports who are teenagers are what your schedules look like. But it is so important that the nights you know you're busy, you plan for that. Maybe it's a slow cooker meal, maybe that's a leftovers day, maybe that is a day that you order out and you make some better choices from where you're ordering out from. Whatever it is, you need to plan for that. You can't say, "You know what? I'll figure it out later. I'll be able to cook that day. I'll figure it out." Like, you probably won't. And I say that because I've done that a billion times where I've said, "I'll just cook when I get home at 7 o'clock." No, you won't. And that's okay. Just plan for it ahead of time and you won't have to even worry about that. Um, that is the most important part of planning your meals, is planning it around your life. Now, once you have everything planned, one thing that has helped people is that 1-hour meal prep I just talked about. You cook all your lunches, you get it all ready for the week, you separate it all out, and then it's grab and go for the whole week, at least your lunches and your snacks. So, and that can be as simple as bulk cooking your protein, throwing 4 pounds of chicken breast in the maybe not 4, 2 pounds of chicken breast in the crock pot, shredding it up, cooking some rice, putting it into containers. And this is the part where sometimes it's like, food isn't always fun. Sometimes it's just for your goals. And if your goal is to lose weight, if it's to lean out, if it's to have a fast meal prep that you can stick to, it may not be the funnest meal ever, and that's fine. Um, so that's one way to do it really, really quick. But at that same token, try and keep one meal a day interesting. For a lot of people, that's dinner. Some people, it's breakfast if you're home to be able to cook yourself breakfast. But for dinner or for whatever meal it is that you're keeping fun, you got to keep it versatile. You got to keep it family friendly and something that is again planned around your life in case of busy schedules, etc., etc. Some really good family friendly recipes. Taco night. I mean, you can load your tacos up with sour cream cheese, tortillas, whatever, or you can make a taco salad out of it. Things like that that are versatile that can help you reach your goals but keep your family happy without having to cook 87 different meals. And we've got a few recipes like that
Dudes
also
love eating
in
tacos.
oh my
It's good protein, especially if there's well, I don't want spicy, but spicy tacos.
god.
What? Tacos, especially if it's Taco Tuesday?
Taco
That's awesome.
Tuesday.
What?
Nothing.
You don't love eating tacos?
I
Fuck out of
do.
here. I'm sure you do. We all do. Stop lying. It's okay. We can all eat tacos. Eat tacos.
Okay. Well, anyways, then accountability was the last thing that gets a lot of people to be successful. Reporting back to somebody, asking questions, having somebody that you can go back to when you're like, shoot, I planned for this tonight. I messed up. How can I fix it without derailing myself? Support from other people doing the same thing. So many people on Facebook lately. Is there a buddy out there who can go to the gym with me, or who wants to eat healthy with me, or whatever, just having somebody to go back to. Now,
Just
and
jump on board with us and get on our groups, man. And
I
you're gonna have all
know they're
these.
so
My
good.
God, dude, you'll see all of them.
They're the ignition one is so funny sometimes. She said, "Did you see that one?" I said, what do you think of Badass April so far?" She goes, "It's a pain in the ass." Pain in the butt. I said,
Mhm.
"That's a good one." Anyways, so there's a couple ways. So we just went over a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, if you need to go back and take notes, do that. But
Not if you're driving
not if you're
or
driving.
running on a treadmill.
Listen to it back later. I was listening to a music the other day when I was sprinting on the treadmill. I got real into it and closed my eyes. I almost fell off like 4 times. It was fine though. Okay, anyways. So, um, this okay, now all of
You
this
sprint?
I did the other day. When I have
Somebody chasing you?
no,
Were you on the treadmill?
I was on the treadmill.
Oh,
It just felt right that day. Some days you just need it. But all right, so we just went over all those guidelines, all those ways that you can help yourself prep better. Now, you can do that completely on your own. I mean, I learned how to do that completely on my own. I know lots of other people who have learned to do that completely on their own. It's gonna take some research, finding the resources that you need. You're gonna have to find the accountability within yourself. Maybe you can research some sample meal plans, things like that. And then you're gonna have to stick to it. And if you go that route, that's awesome. Reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram. We have a ton of resources that can help you out, from different nutrition guides to we have all sorts of stuff that can help you. I've been talking to people all week about how to clean up their diets and how to make meal prep easier for them. So if that's the case and you want to do this all on your own, reach out to us if you're looking for resources, because we can point you in the right direction. But if you want to have a roadmap to it all, we have created one, because we've seen this as a growing need. We watched it in our clients every single day. I mean, I've been seeing this nonstop for the last couple weeks all over social media on how to meal prep and how to eat better. And so we created a literal step-by-step roadmap on how to go from, I don't know how to handle my nutrition, I just need to stick to it, to creating the habits that you need in order to plan and prep everything so that you have little room for error, right? Getting into those routines. So it's a 4-week meal prep challenge, all right? It's gonna be really 5 weeks long, because 'cause we're including a prep week in there. And in that prep week, you're gonna learn all of the basics. There's some options on how to learn about macro counting if that's something you wanna do, review all the recipes, start planning your meals. We have built in that week to give you the time to prepare both mentally and physically. There's a ton of mindset, resources in there to help you kind of pre-frame yourself and get ready for a challenge like this. We've given you over 20 recipes. Some are super easy, super quick. They're meant for those busy nights or for those bulk meal preps that are going to go really fast. And some of them are better, that you're going to, not better's the wrong word, but some of them are more complex. They're fancier, right? Those are the meals that you want to cook. You want to sit down and have a nice dinner. So there's over 20 recipes in there for you. We've got step-by-step guidance, like literally step-by-step, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, on how to plan your meals for the week so that you'll stick to them, and then how to prep them so that it doesn't take you all day, but still keeps you successful. And we've got all these in writing, and we'll be doing live videos, because this 4-week challenge is coming with a Facebook group too. So there'll be a live video every week, a workshop that explains to you different things like how to snack, what prebiotics and probiotics do for you, how to tie exercise in, how to get rid of your cravings or at least manage them better so they don't completely derail you. We've got meal planning templates. We've got guides for snacks and groceries. We're going to help you plan for the weekends and prep for the weekends, because once everybody starts meal prepping, that's the next thing. I'm great Monday through Friday, but Saturday and Sunday suck. So we've got a step-by-step guide for that too. I mean, the resources are literally, there's so many of them. So many of them. So like we said at the beginning, in order to be successful at meal prep, you are planning anything really, you need discipline, you need accountability to some degree, whether you're getting that from yourself or someone else, and you need habits, resources, is
Consistency.
consistency. All
That's
these
what you need is
things,
consistency.
yes, and all these
And
things work together to get you that consistency. Um, so the entire thing, we're starting enrollment now. We'll put the link for that in the description of this podcast, so you can go back, click the link, and get yourself signed up. It's $39.
yeah. So you could do it for free or just ante up to 35, find 39 bucks in your couch.
Yeah.
Like it's for what
I
we're
was
giving is probably underpriced,
Oh
but
my gosh. I
you
was
know,
seriously putting
it's
this together, and I was like, weekly live
it's
workshops.
not, you
I'm
know,
all this stuff that comes with it, 39 bucks is a steal. And all this stuff are files that you
yeah,
download.
I don't, I'm not, I'm confident enough in it that I don't really want to keep it at that price, to be honest with you.
No.
Like it's,
But this is the first one we've done
yeah,
like
I'm gonna,
this.
yeah, it's not, it's like, it's not new news, man. Nutrition has
Mm-mm.
never been anything new. Like, right. Somebody say, oh, this stuff is super cool. You guys, this really, it does work, you know, and while no, we haven't cooked every single recipe on there, you know, I'm not gonna bother sampling 100 different recipes. Like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
I've
It's
cooked
like, well,
most of them.
you should include this with everything, and it's like, bitch, you should buy one of everything we have. I can't afford it, bitch. Neither can I. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Tit for tat. You know what I'm saying?
yes. Yeah. And we've
Speaking from
taken
a chipmunk.
we-
A chipmunk. a chipmunk.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh.
Yeah. All right,
Okay, are we
I'm
done?
back.
Okay, good. So we've taken everything that we've learned over the last 13 plus years, everything that's worked for our clients, all the things that we do with our custom clients, our in-person clients, our Ignition Elite clients, all of the nutrition coaching that we've done over the last 13 plus years, we have put together in one 5-week program for you for $39. So the amount of
And with any
experience.
luck, it'll change again,
Yeah.
and we'll just keep on rolling with it, rolling with the
Mhm.
punches and make the changes
Absolutely.
as needed, but
Absolutely. So, this is for you if you're looking for resources around meal planning and meal prep. If you're trying to build those habits, but you've had such a hard time doing it. If you want to get control of your weekends and the things that you're eating. If you want to learn how to plan better, this is like you will literally have everything that you need. Plus the support of us who are in that Facebook group with you and all the other people doing the same challenge. So, we're going to be sharing recipes, we're going to be sharing pictures, we're going to be sharing our meal plans for each week. We're going to be going through those live workshops together. I'm even planning on going live a couple times and doing a live 1-hour meal prep like from my kitchen, showing you how simple it can be. So, this is loaded with every resource you could ever want, and whatever you need, we're there for questions. We can help you get whatever resource you still feel you do need.
Mm.
So in any case, click that link in the description, check out what we're talking about, join up, and then you'll have instant access to the prep week information. And within that prep week information is your link to the Facebook group. So join that Facebook group right away. Meet us, get to know what all that stuff that's in the group, meet the other people there, and it'll be a good 5 weeks. Starts on Monday, April 17th, that prep week. So there you go.
chipmunk.
Chipmunk.